Hello.
Hello.
I'm holding the mic today.
Writer's Vlog from us, B&G.
Yep, nice to see you, folks.
This one is being recorded on September 16. We're going to recap
September
7
to the 11th.
7th to 11th. Not all of it, because hours of video would just be too big for our liking.
Yeah.
So, here we go. September 7. We did not work that day.
No.
It's because...
we ended up helping out Kimono Mom.
Yes.
We told you about that in previous videos. Umami sauce. That's what our shirts are. So we ended up helping Moe in Wisconsin. That's where she was. And
it was great.
It was fantastic.
It was absolutely wonderful.
Mm-hmm.
It was so good.
Yeah, it's always so good to help her out. She's such a down-to-earth person.
Yeah.
And exactly like she is in the videos. Just we said this before. So that was a really incredible day.
It was.
And see, it was all the way back to September 7th, so I can't remember what else we did that day. We
didn't. We definitely did not work that day. That's for certain.
No.
We just, it was a day dedicated to
Kimono Mom.
To Kimono Mom. That's what we did, and it was fantastic.
Yeah, at the Whole Foods. So very memorable experience working with the always wonderful Moe of Kimono Mom. So that was just fantastic.
Absolutely wonderful.
Kimono Mom. Remember that, Kimono Mom. For you folks just tuning in. Check out that channel.
YouTube channel, Kimono Mom. Also, she's on Instagram.
Yeah, follow her on Instagram for Japanese cooking.
Cooking.
That's what she specializes in. And she sold her umami sauce, which is a Japanese sauce meant to give Japanese flavors to everyday cooking.
Yeah, making it easier.
Yeah, because some places in the States or just in general have no access to Japanese ingredients, but the umami sauce gives you the flavor of those ingredients even without those ingredients, and it really does work.
Absolutely marvelous.
Mm-hmm. It's fantastic. So
that was September.
Excuse me. Oh, I think that's September 7th. Let's go to the 8th. Let's see. And now the 8th we did work. The 8th.
All right.
Okay.
That's what we did. Okay, now we're talking September 8th. All right.
So, do you remember? Do you want to take it?
No, you can kick it off. Just whatever you want to say. I mean.
Yeah. Okay. So we went narration with this segment.
Yeah.
A narration style. And I usually hate narration, but we always have to find clever ways to make it work. Yes. Since our show in general stays away from narration, whenever we would introduce it every now and then because it's so sparse, it feels good. Like we're not overusing it or just going to it for a crutch. We're actually utilizing it when it feels like it suits the narrative and is a way to explain plot elements, character elements that are different than our usual forte, which is usually characters in the real time talking or something like that.
Yep. This one just really suited with being in the character's mind.
Yeah.
It felt very cool, that aspect.
Mm-hmm. Very complimentary to a previous segment style. So they were supposed to complement each other. Sort of mirror not mirror,
just on like similarities, similar.
There was a previous narration segment.
Yeah, it's like they're both kind of thinking and going through similar things, kind of a similar feeling, but yet way different characters think about way different things.
Yeah, just like we could say more of an antagonistic character, or a more positive character, and a more negative character, but like in like the same situation kind of scenario.
Yes.
So that's what. We had already written this the cynical character, the more messed up character.
Yeah. We
had already written that. And now we are writing the more kind character, as it were, but still in a down in a rut kind of situation.
Yes.
And so those kind of storytelling methods are very fun to do when it works. When you do it right. And we did. And
okay.
Yeah, because remember, this is September the 16th, and remember the 8th now. So that's over. That's 8 days ago.
Yeah,
so,
but if I remember feeling wise, again, the writing.
I remember it was tough.
Oh yeah,
I think it was pretty tricky.
Yeah, I thought so too. Well, no, I thought beforehand when we decided, and I decided to do the narration before we wrote the narration actually in the segments paper. I thought that was the harder part, but actually writing it, was that tough? Was it tough? I think it was. I think
I had to plan out the sequences of scenes. I remember that was somewhat difficult and somewhat tiring, but I think the actual writing of the segment was not so bad. So I'd say that's September 8th. Let's go to 9.
All right. Let us see what's on September 9.
Oh, okay. That's an interesting character.
Oh gosh, this character was another returning character that really didn't get much screen time before. Now we really got to focus on this character, and this character was tough to focus on because, due to the situation of the character and who the character is, very tricky. It's very
folks
tricky.
ever try writing a silent character, pretty much a character that doesn't have to speak any lines? That's what this character was. So it's a lot of visuals, a lot of conveying the character's character without the character saying anything,
and having like other characters around this character have like very realistic reactions.
Yeah,
not just like reactions just to explain to the audience. That's always very tricky to do when you're focusing on a silent character. But I think personally, this one was quite the brain teaser, quite the brain twister a little bit to figure out like, okay, how we can develop this character. Wow, this is tricky.
I still think it flowed very well with that. I think this character was easier for us to figure out than the previous character on the 8th.
I think Garrett's right. I think remembers pretty correctly. Yes,
I think. Yeah, I remember writing it. It was easier. I think it was easier.
I think. Let me see if I remember. I remember for me, off the top of my head, gosh, the feeling was, if I'm going by the feeling I remember, is that the character, initially when we started the day on September 9, it was just hard initially for me to get the ball rolling, get the train moving, as it were. But then as soon as it started to move, it got progressively easier to when Garrett actually wrote down the segments about the character. I was like, oh, okay, no, that was very well told. I really liked that a lot. It was excellent. Let me see here. Gosh, no, it was just difficult, but it was one of those difficulties where
good challenge kind of difficult.
Yeah, there was that one where Garrett and I, when we thought about this beforehand, we knew this character would be hard to write to explain. But
you know what? It's fun to explore a character. That's always fun, and this character I was excited to explore. So.
Yeah, very much. Yeah. Very much for the whole universe and the plot and the character interacting with others. It was very exciting.
Yeah.
Let me see. Is there anything else I want to say about September 9?
I think we can close September 9. Let's go to the 10th.
All right, let's crack open September 10. Let's see here. This is what one of our notes said.
Okay, so for like the heroes of our stories, we need to create scenarios that was going to make their mission more difficult.
Yeah, mission. Yeah,
I'm saying something here. I'm okay with talking like more in detail like this.
Oh, no, I know.
Let's keep going.
Got a little flake?
Yeah.
1 second.
Okay, you're good.
Yeah, no, that was the point of this one. Basically you have the heroes doing this big deal, this big thing going on, and we're just like, okay, now it's time to throw some shit in their way just to make it harder for them.
Yeah, so that's what we did in this episode.
We really thought hard on that.
Yeah, so after writing, this is all happening in the same episode, by the way. This is just the segments of the episode. So after writing the silent character, now we're jumping to throwing in obstacles for our heroes. Yes. And gosh. There were that day was a rough day.
That was tough
because there was something in there that we were positive we were going to keep, and there was a miscommunication. I think wasn't there miscommunication?
No, it wasn't. No. What happened was this. It wasn't miscommunication. Well,
what was it? We argued that.
Oh no, we argued because if there was something stressful going on personally between Garrett and I that day, I cannot remember. But in terms of that literal thing, it was this, and I do get annoyed with this, but I don't think that really. But anyways, I get annoyed with this every now and then. Is that we had this idea. We wrote it in the segments. Maybe hinted at it in the previous episode. But as soon as we came up to this point, when we're thinking of like, okay, let's throw in this obstacle for our heroes. Let's throw in this one, and this one, and this one. And then when we thought of this one, Garrett said, you know what? This one that we planned, I don't think we need it anymore.
And we had Brandon's right. We had planned it for a little while. Actually.
Yeah, for for a little while. But
I think this idea was a couple of years old, but we wanted to go.
Maybe it's been at least a year. I know it's at least was a year. I don't know about 2, but at least a year. Yeah. And so after that happened, I think that was a bit where the argument happened because I get annoyed when things get cut that we planned for a while. Garrett doesn't, but a little bit of an argument happened for that. I'll be quite honest. I can't even remember.
I remember the argument. I tried too hard to keep the idea and make it work.
Simply because I said I liked it, I think.
No, because I knew you don't like to change shit.
Oh, yes, that's what it was. Yes.
And for the record, folks, it's not that Brandon likes to change shit because he's not open to it. It's that when Brandon writes, he knows what he wants, so he doesn't have to change anything.
I know exactly what I love, and I keep everything that I love. But that's what if it worked. That's if I worked solo. Not the case for Garrett. Garrett likes to cut. Now, some things. Garrett still keeps a shitload of things. Because Garrett is good.
Yeah, very, not seldom, but I know about 95% of what I want. I never know 100, really.
Because you like doing it that way.
Yeah, because I like making changes along the way. I like just writing with what I've got in mind, and I'll just throw out the 5% later. This happened to be one of that 5%.
Yep.
But it was, yeah. I know why that thing took me over, because there was other issue, again, stuff going on.
Oh, okay, yes, that's right. I thought it was.
And I hadn't brought it up because I had a nightmare. And it was a bad nightmare, and it related to my actual life.
Ooh,
and I didn't like it, and because I held back on that, it amplified the situation of me bringing it up to Brandon that I wanted to change the idea.
Yes.
That's what happened on that day. That's
Because actually, after we talked it over...
It was no big deal.
Yeah, actually, because in actuality, Garrett knows that I don't like scenes getting cut.
But he's used to it with me.
But I'm used to it with Garrett because I'm going to say right now on camera what I told Garrett on September 10th. I'm so glad you, Garrett, are the one that are cutting the scenes, because the way you would cut the stuff I come up with is the only way I would ever like it. Anyone else, I'm never going to work with them.
Yeah. That's the reason why Brandon only works with me.
Yeah. So that's what I mean. So no, actually, that was actually the big part of the tension that day. Garrett should have spoken about what the nightmare, what bugged him before work, and then work would have gone smoother.
What had actually been bothering me, it wasn't the scene at all. But that's the thing, folks. If you don't address what's affecting you in your actual life, not your actual life, your life outside of work, it will affect the work, and especially in art.
Yeah.
And we've said it in previous videos.
I'm saying it again.
Art will bring out what you're hiding, because art taps into the truth of you, because you have to write your truth, and then just truth. But we got past it, and when I acknowledged my nightmare,
It was
lickety split. It was like in 10 seconds, literally like a minute. Brandon and I got past the issue of rewriting that thing. It was done. It was done and done, and then we had written it. That was actually pretty much the hardest part about the day.
But thinking about all the shit we're gonna throw at our heroes, that was tough. I mean,
we really had to think about it,
because it required so much moving parts. Like, okay, we gotta make sure that if the character did this, if the other heroes did this, how the bad guys do this? Okay, now the bad guys would do that. Okay, so how can our heroes combat this realistically?
Yeah, okay,
it was a lot of that.
How smart are our heroes? What do they have access to? How long have they had access to
and how long realistically would it take for them to develop this thing to stop the bad guys?
To combat the bad guys and all this stuff, because it's a very big operation we're putting together. Right
very
here.
complicated. Yeah, but we did it.
A lot of fucking moving parts, and this was like the first step in writing all the details and make sure they sync up and match perfectly. So when we say perfectly, I do not believe you're supposed to write an operation with heroes where it's like super smooth, right? Nor do I think you should force obstacles just for cheap drama.
No, you gotta balance that.
And the way you balance it is you think of your characters. You
Yes.
think of what a character would do that would result in an obstacle, and what a character would never do. And just if the character's just badass and can succeed in the mission, let the character do that.
Yep.
So that often was the guide, knowing the strength of our heroes and the strength of our villains.
Yeah.
So that is how we went about it, and this is like kind of the beginning of it, because this is like a multi-project thing, multi-day project of continually figuring out this process.
Oh yeah, lots of brainstorming there.
And then plus the arguing, and then that was done, and then we got some more done, and we got in the day.
And then
it was
salvaged the day. It was great.
It was great.
Rough, but it was a great day again.
Mm-hmm. Just speak up, folks. If you have anything disturbing you, and you're working with somebody you absolutely trust with everything in your heart, like my brother, talk to them, communicate. Now let's wrap up with September 11th.
We're gonna wrap this vid up with September 11th. Let me see. Okay.
So it was basically a continuation of the 10th.
Yeah, basically that. It was basically that. More of that. We weren't kidding when we said there was a lot. Our show has a lot of stuff. Our show has a lot of stuff. This episode has a lot of stuff. But we always knew this. To reiterate what we've been saying in previous videos, we've always known that this episode we're writing right now, that this one's going to have a boatload of shit. And I mean, like the stuff that's the good shit. Yeah. And we have to work through it all and organize it all to make it all work and make sense and make it feel great and realistic and all that good shit. Yeah. So just an absolutely crazy continuation.
This episode we've had in mind for at least
years.
For like 4 or 5 years.
Long time.
Easily 4 or 5 years.
Easily.
And I always had a vision for it.
Yes.
And if any of you are familiar with Persona 5, played the video game Persona 5 by Atlas.
Atlas, yes.
Yeah, Atlas.
I was about to say Peace Studio. That's game technical.
Yeah, he's more technical with the games. But I always like playing this song, I believe, from it. It kind of, for a time, it got me hyped and imagining how the sequences would unfold. And so if you don't listen to those lyrics, it kind of plays the rhythm and sort of the feeling to this. But honestly, now that we've reached it, to me, the song is too heroic and uplifting at this point. It should be a lot more dramatic, given the circumstances and how our show unfolded. But yeah, so it's a big operation.
You could say that with Persona 5, and specifically Persona 5 Royal, the song I believe.
Also, that's when we can play and listen to that song.
Yeah, it's only Persona 5 Royal. But I know what you mean by that was like the trampoline. But now that the trampoline got you to the actual location, this is actually more so what it's like.
Yeah, you folks who are creators out there, you ever listen to songs and whatnot, pictures, I'm sure you do. Picture a scene in your head and maybe listen to some music, a song here and there, and then it starts painting the scene you have in mind way down the road, and you imagine the visuals to it and all that cool shit.
Yeah.
And I wonder, by the time you reach that scene, when you actually start writing it, do you keep the song in your head? Like if you're not going to use the exact song for it, you can't get the rights or what the fuck ever, do you envision a similar tempo or similar beat or similar style? Because I'll be honest, every single time I've written this show, with the exception I think of like 2 songs, that's for a whole other reason.
Yeah.
Every time as we've been writing our story, the songs no longer fit the theme of what I was going for, because our show actually surpassed the meaning of the song. Our show got bigger than the song could encompass. Thank you. Not comprehend. I was going to say comprehend. I mean,
Encompass. Yes.
So it happened again. But I think fondly on those days when I would just listen to that song for years.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Years and years, and thinking it would turn out that way, but it changed when it's actually time to write. We're not even writing the script yet. This is still the segments.
But the segments give us a very good window, very good vision onto what the future script will bring to us.
Yeah. So that was the 11th, and we watched Kimetsu.
Oh, gosh. That's right. We did watch Kimetsu.
Wait a minute. Or was that the 10th?
Wait.
No, that was the 10th.
No, wait, was that the 10th? No, wait, hold on. I thought Kimetsu Yaiba came out on Friday,
no,
September 12th.
Friday 12th. No, we did watch the 11th. That was the 11th.
Yes, we did watch Kimetsu Yaiba.
Ooh, good.
Wow. Oh, wow. It was so amazing. I absolutely... It was...
Blown away. We're watching it again tomorrow.
Yeah, we had to jump on this really fun... we watched Mugen Rushahen, like in, was it 2020 or something like that, in theaters, when COVID started to light up a bit. It was exactly how I thought the manga was, so it was very fun. Mugen Johan, I'm sorry, I'm saying the Japanese name. It's, you people know it's Demon Slayer Infinity Castle, but I'm calling the Japanese as
the real title.
The real title, Kimetsu no Yaiba Mugen Johan. I was going in there expecting, okay, this is like the manga, so of course it's going to be really fun. But it was actually not just really fun; it was actually really great. It got us kind of thinking that actually, depending on how the animators actually
handle
Muzan at the end of the show, that we actually might like the anime more than the manga, which is incredibly rare in the world of manga. Most of the time, it's like 97% of the time the original source is better in the world of anime, as it were. But this might be the rare case. This anime might be better. That's particularly what shocked us.
Yeah. So. Hats off at this point to the team behind the Kimetsu anime. Jesus. But yeah, we're really wanting to see how they handle Muzan.
Yeah, it's a big deal because it's Muzan.
It's Muzan. We love villains and we love that character.
Yeah, Muzan.
If they portray it in a way where it's like taunting him, or it's like, yay, Muzan's dead, we'd hate that. Because the truth is, in the manga, Muzan's death wasn't the best handled. But,
no, it wasn't the worst and it wasn't the best. So
but Tanjiro didn't taunt him or give him a grand speech. It was just Tanjiro going back. Oh, spoilers here. Tanjiro going back to the service and leaving, and then Muzan just gets dragged into hell. But there was, because it's a manga, there's no music. So whatever music I'm hoping they're gonna have very dramatic and sad music for Muzan's death, because it's a pretty tragic way to go.
Yeah, for Muzan.
And for the most part, and you can kind of tell the animators like Muzan. So I'm hoping that's what they go with.
More sad, more
emotional than rah 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 testosterone.
Yeah, I beat the bad guy, because that in the end is the most important thing, that I beat somebody up instead of the fact that I'm just happy with the ones I love.
So if they go macho bullshit with the music, or taunty,
manga's better.
Fuck off, the manga's better. If they go emotional, the anime's probably gonna be better.
Yeah, honestly, it will be.
Yeah.
Okay, I think we talked about everything from September 7 to
11. Yeah, that's it. The next video will cover
more remaining days.
The remaining days. So, yeah, I'm set, brother.
You good?
Yeah, I'm good.
See you in the next video.
See you in the next video, folks. Bye.
Bye.